This conference will now be recorded.
ॐ यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वम् यो वै वेदाश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तमहदेवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशम् मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय गुरवे शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने ज्ञानावादी नगेन्द्रसङ्घप्रवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततम् पूर्णाय बोधात्मने। यस्य निःश्वसितं वेद वेदेभ्यो यो वेदेभ्योऽखिलञ्चक निर्ममेतमहं वन्दे विद्यातीर्थमहेश्वरम्। So the last line on the page number 22, it said, Ato viruddha dharmo vetatva asti eva anayoho mahan bhedaha. Though both of them are renunciations, and both the renunciates are Paramahamsa only, the renunciation belonging to the renunciation of the highest order, because beyond the Paramahamsa sannyasa there is nothing furthermore. So this renunciation is of the highest order. In spite of that being, this being the fact, yet there is a difference. In fact, there are some differences between Vividishu sannyasi and the Vidvat sannyasi. The one who has renounced, and this renunciation is not a lip service, it is something that has sprung out from the very core of that seeker. It is not something which is a temporary phase, which is not a reaction to certain situations, because he has made a loss in business or suffered some loss in his worldly transactions, relations, or anything like that. He genuinely is able to see, he truly sees that Putra Vitta Lok is not something that is truly wanted by me. It does not motivate me. This does not inspire me to live. These are generally it is for people, money, fame, small popularity, power, position, acknowledgement, recognition, or even some pleasures. These are the motivations of life. Now, this person seems to be a, a stranger to all this. For him, it is a puzzle. And how are people falling head over heels for all such things? And for the worldly people, he is a strange phenomenon because they say that in life there is only these things for which a person should truly strive, whether it is the pleasures of the flesh, or money, or getting power, or having more what is comforts, connections, living a high-end life. This is what we should be asking for and striving for. When you are in the prime of your life, this is what one should strive for. And also accumulate so much that your standard of living does not come down, even when you are not of an age where you could actually create more and more of this kind of success. But there is so much that nothing changes for you. So these are the people who see that money and pleasures and relations and all these things are the true motivation of life, whereas this person says they do not motivate me, and therefore, as much as he is a strange phenomena to the world and worldly people, for him, the world is and the worldly people are even bigger puzzle. He says, how can people follow head over heels, go totally for it? How does that happen? Because everything over here is fraught with suffering and suffering, and people are going in for that like crazy flies. In Shastras, we come across statements that the people, how do the worldly people are considered like these small little, insects which jump into the fire or the flame, and knowing that flame will burn its wings and it will die, even if it escapes, not dying because of getting burned. But when it approaches that fire, the wings are burnt and it falls down into the very oil kept over there under the lamp, under the flame. It drowns and dies. So death is definite. Whether you die of getting burnt into the flame, or whether that fly, that small insect, dies of drowning because of the wings getting damaged. So death is definite. So these people, worldly people who are pouncing on these things, he sees them as these insects. That for them death is nishchit, the suffering is definite. Whether you are asking for pleasures and joys and small things of this world or some heaven, it does not matter. Whether it is ihalaukika or paralaukikavad. So over here, Vedanta is not even paralaukikavad. It is not janmantaravad also. Adrishtavad. It is not like that. You see, and therefore, what is it that is wanted? So Now, if you are going to ask this Laukika Purushas, the local people over here, they may be extremely intelligent and street smart with the worldly matters. They will know about taxes, what to avoid, what not to avoid, how to save, where to invest, what to do, what to speak where, so that you are able to maintain your position, you are able to strike back, you are able to seize the opportunity. All these things, this Laukika intelligent fellow may know, but he does not really know how to escape the suffering altogether. He gives an upaya, he suggests a way of escaping one suffering, but his upaya is landing in another suffering. So suffering does not end. Death does not escape, that insect is not able to escape the death. Whether dying in the flame, getting charred, or dying by in the drowning in the oil and dying. Definite. It is definite. Suffering is definite. So how? And therefore now Vedaika Sharanam, for him Shastraika Sharanam, he says that who will show me this path? And what is called as total escape, total annihilation of dukkham, moksha. What is the pramanam for moksha? Shastra, Veda alone. And therefore, when he goes to the Veda saying that please save me, Veda says no Brahman and you will be saved. No Brahma, I want to know Brahma. What is this Brahma? I want to know, because by knowing this Parameshwara, by knowing God, Parameshwara, one will go across this to come completely, totally. Therefore, he has Vividisha. Now, what does he have is desire to know. This desire to know is not prompted by anybody else, but it is something very intrinsic to him. It is not because somebody else has suggested, it is not because he is observing other people or something like that. No, nothing. In fact, this is very intrinsic. Wanting to end the suffering completely and totally is every person's true desire. The rest of the desires are only distractions. Because in all the desires there is only one thing. I want to end dukkham. Wanting to put an end to suffering is the objective of every desire. Every desire in its root, in its seed, in its innermost core is just this, asking to end suffering. And how do you want to end suffering? Just one type, in one way, then you will come, your own answer will be, I want to end the suffering completely. And in recognition of this desire, which is the innermost, the person has become, he has become more realistic. When somebody becomes a Vividishu sannyasi, the worldly people say, become practical, become realistic. But for a Vividishu, this is reality, and what you are living is pseudo. For the Vividishu sannyasi, he says that what I have found is real. What you are living is pseudo, is false. But he does not persuade others, come on, come here and follow me. No. If he takes to sannyasa so that others can follow him, then he thinks that taking to sannyasa is a path to leadership, and therefore he sees leadership as something, as a goal to be attained, which is laukika. So this fellow is still asking for worldly gain. Now, therefore, Vividishu Sannyasi is also, he belongs to the highest order called as the Paramahamsa. But what is the difference? He has given up in order to know Brahman. And what about Vidvat Sannyasi? He gives up after knowing Brahman. So knowledge can take place even when one is a grihastha or in any other phase of life. This is not a problem, because for knowledge all that is required is preparedness. Preparedness, willingness, and the pramana. Wherever these three things come together, knowledge is bound to take place. Nobody can stop it. Nothing can stop. When you have eyes and these eyes are healthy and good, you have a vision of 6 by 6. When there is adequate light outside, and when you open the eyes, if the eyes are open, knowledge of colors and forms has to take place. It is not waiting for anybody's permission. Should I see the rose red or yellow, green or blue? No. If it is a red rose, the eyes will create the knowledge, red rose. If it's a yellow rose, the knowledge will be there, it is a yellow rose. Nobody can prevent it, nobody can stop it. Why? Because you have the pramana. The pramana is adequate, prepared, and that's it. That is all that is required. Like that, if the person is prepared, if his mind is free from all raga dveshas, the Shruti Pramana is there, knowledge has to take place. Has to take place. It cannot be stopped. There can be certain internal obstacles which we will deal with, but those obstacles can be covered, those topic of those obstacles can be covered under the preparedness. Okay? And those obstacles are nothing but various forms of raga-dvesha. These raga-dveshas only become an obstacle and stand. So therefore, if the mind is free from raga-dvesha to a great extent, that it is not preventing the knowledge or preventing the pramanam from functioning, and the pramana is acquired because you sat at the feet of the teacher and you have listened, acquired the pramana through the process of shravanam. So Upanishad now you have with you. Now through that, those eyes will operate by itself. Atma is Brahman, knowledge. Sannyasa, which comes after this knowledge, is called as Vidvat Sannyasa. Now you see, there are two. Vividisha Sannyasa and Vidvat Sannyasa. Now, furthermore. Now, yesterday we saw that Vidyaranya Swami showed us statements from Aruniko Upanishad and Paramahamsa Upanishad. What did these statements show us? The delicate difference line which marks both the sannyasis different from each other. That line of demarcation, he showed through the statements of Shruti from the Paramahamsa Upanishad and Aruniko Upanishad. Now, he says, though this is a little repetition, but I'm bringing it to you because these shlokas are really nice. I mean, every word over here, I'm tempted to go through everything, but because, we are kind of little limited with our time and things like that, and people are still not prepared with the tenacity, everybody in the audience, that's why we have to go in a way where people can put up. So he gives you now the statements from Smritis. Smritis are part of the scriptures, but they do not acquire the same status as Veda, because these are authored by people. Anything that is authored by a person will be authored based on his knowledge, on that person's knowledge. If the person is really very, very clear, clean, and intelligent, sharp, bright, his knowledge will be very clean, clear, whatever he speaks, the words that he employs, the words that he is able to arrange, everything will be very good. But that knowledge is something that springs from his memory. Because his brain is functioning and arranging the words, etc., all these things, a lot of functioning, his system is there. So how is it? That is called as Smriti. And these Smritis necessarily have to follow the Pramanam, Veda as the Pramanam. Then only there is validity to the Smriti. Otherwise, anybody can write, but just writing is not called as, it is not going to become us, going to be treated with so much of respect. But what is called as Smriti is that which follows the Veda, authored by people. So Smriti over here. Smritishu api ayam bheda ukta disha drashtavyaha. Now, he says, even in the Smriti, the various Smritis, vast literature exists of Smritis. This difference, Ukta Disha, by the way, in the direction as spoken, as shown before, it exists. They have also indicated that difference between the Vividisha and Vidvat Sannyasa. Here it goes. Samsarameva nissaram drishtva saradi drikshaya pravrajantya krutodvaha param vairagyam ashritaha. Samsarameva nissaram. How the world is experienced by all of us. There is no dearth of experience for anyone. Whether it is a rich man or a poor man, educated or uneducated, man or a woman, there is no dearth of experience. Because every experience necessarily has word as its content. Has to have. So everybody is experiencing the world. And yet, what we lack is we are not able to see the essence. How does he see the samsara? Nissaram. Nissaram means lacking essence. It does not have any essence. And Nissaram Drishtva, having seen the world as Nissara, having seen the samsara as Nissara, then, sir, now the world is Nissaram, arid, dry, banjar. What do they call it? Vairan, barren, Viran, totally empty, hollow. Empty. Nissaram Drishtva. Then what do you want now? Sar Didrikshaya. With a desire to see what is essential, what is real, what is real, what is essential, what is true. Samsaram is Nissaram. Sara Didriksha. Didriksha means desire to see. So now you see, desire to see is desire to know. Desire to see, desire to experience what is true, what is real, what is the essence, what is essential. And therefore it does happen when one is infatuated, mesmerized, hypnotized by non-essential, then the essential will be ignored, will slip away. So Saradidrakshaya Pravrajanti, they take to sannyas, they renounce. How? Who are these people? Akrutodvaha. Udvaha means vivaha. Udvaha means marriage, wedding, living a life of a grihastha. These people, even without entering into the phase of grihasthashrama, without even entering into the phase of grihasthashrama, prabrajanti, they leave, they take to sannyasa. And now how is their taking to sannyasa? So one thing is for sure, that there is Saradidriksha. There is a desire to see the real, true, essence, saram. You know, in our regular Indian languages, the word sara is there. Sara is essence. Nichod, it's like, you know, if the sugar cane is made to go through its, what do they call it, mill, then you get the juice. What comes from the other side is Nissaram. It is, what is that? Though it will be called, you know, what is it called? Yeah. It is not dry sugar cane. Huh? Crushed. Nothing inside it. The saram is gone. Like that, how the samsara is nissaram. Then what is it that really gives it value? What is it that gives value? What is it that makes this world also appear as real? What even makes this world appear as filled with sukham? Sarad Driksha is there. Then he takes to sannyasa also. Param Vairagyam Ashritaha. And then he becomes taking refuge in Vairagyam. How is that Vairagyam? Param Vairagyam. Truly. Now this world cannot entice him back into its arms. No. Param, he has escaped. Param Vairagyam Ashritaha. Now this is now that Didriksha wanting to know what is real, what is true, he takes to sannyasa. So now this is Vividisha sannyasa indicated by the Smriti. Furthermore, pravritti lakshano yogo jnanam sannyasa lakshanam tasma jnanam puraskritya sannyasedih buddhiman. In the Mahabharata, Bhagavan Vyas writes, pravritti lakshano yoga. What is called as what yoga, karma yoga, etc. How is that? Is possible in the life of pravritti. Okay? Pravritti means involvement with the world. Now, your involvement with the world could be for worldly gains, or your involvement, interaction with the world could be so that you can gain inner maturity, antakarana shuddhi. If a person's intention of getting involved with the world is in order to gain the worldly things, then he is Vishayi. But if his involvement with the world, he uses this for his inner growth, spiritual advancement, then that becomes yoga. That becomes yoga. If you can use every opportunity of interacting, involving with the world to go further inside, for antakarana shuddhi, to clean, wash away the raga and dvesha, then that pravritti becomes yoga. Then only karma becomes karma yoga. And therefore, for karma yoga, karma is essential. But for whom will the karma be? For a sannyasi? No. The karma will be for a karmi only. Sannyasi is the one who has given up the karma. So, pravritti lakshano yoga, then jnanam sannyasa lakshanam. Then what is the characteristic of sannyasa, lakshana? What is that characteristic of sannyasa? The objective over there is sannyasa, jnanam, knowledge. So he is taking to sannyasa, then why sir are you taking to sannyasa also? Jnanam, so that I can saradi driksha, that desire of seeing, getting the sar can be fulfilled. Okay. Tasma jnanam puraskritya sannyasedih buddhiman. And therefore, what should a buddhiman person, Buddhiman means an intelligent person too. Or that Buddhiman, this is called intelligence for us. Intelligence in our place is not, how the other person is able to checkmate others, answer smartly. This is and understand, your gains and profit and loss and all those things. We don't call that as buddhi. We say buddhiman iha, such a person who is intelligent. What? Jnanam puraskritya. Now, sannyase, with keeping knowledge as the objective, puraskritya, following knowledge, keeping knowledge in the front, puraskritya. Front means he is following it and it is leading. So his life is led by what? For knowledge. For knowledge. His life is puraskritya, jnanam puraskritya, sannyasa. So he is taking to renunciation. Now he is led by what? It is led by desire for knowledge. Objective is knowledge, wanting to know Brahman, Parameshwara. Tasma jnanam puraskritya sannyase iha buddhiman. This is how an intelligent person should do. So, pravritti is, the yoga is pravritti lakshana. Sannyasa is jnana lakshanam. So therefore now, instead of using the word sannyasa, if we use nivritti, then it will become. So one is pravritti, the other one is nivritti. Therefore sannyasa is nivritti lakshanam. So what is the pravritti meant for? When our involvement with the world, with the life is for what? In order to gain the inner sanctity, then that is called, that pravritti, that becomes yoga. Then that is yoga, spiritual practice. Otherwise, spiritual practice is not, only doing something on the going to the temples, etc. That is okay, but in every moment is a moment that can be used to come closer to God. Every moment you can use. How can you come closer? By washing away the raga dvesha. How can you wash away the raga dvesha? When you are interacting with the world, we will know that when we are made to face loss, insults, or even respect, success, where does it go? Does it intoxicate us? Does it blind us? If it is, then it requires a severe treatment. And a person who is now ready to give a treatment by analyzing the disease, then such a person is a spiritual person. And people who do not feel that there is anything wrong about it, if he has insulted me, I will have to see to it that I'm going to seek an opportunity to insult him back. I'm going to seek an opportunity to advance my own things. I will see to it that he will suffer and suffer some whatever severe consequences because he did this to me or that. Then such a person is Jaya Swamdiyasva. We are not interested in such a person. Okay. So tasma jnanam puraskritya sannyase viha buddhiman. So a buddhiman person, an intelligent person, he takes to sannyasa by puraskritya jnanam puraskritya. Why does he take to sannyas? Not because he likes food in the ashram. No. They have bhandaras, so it's nice. No. Ityadi vividisha sannyasa. By these statements like this, namuna पेश करें. By seeing this specimen, these are examples of this smriti, where this smriti shows us what is vividisha sannyasa. Then now we have to see how does the smriti show vidvat sannyasa. Yada tu viditam tat syat param brahma sanatanam tadaikadandam sangrahya sopavitam shikham tyaje. Yada tu viditam tat syat, tat Paramatma. If that Paramatma is known, how did you know? By getting the Pramanam, and the Pramanam has done its work. How did you get the Pramanam? By doing the Shravana. This fellow regularly, properly sat at the feet of the teacher, serving him also, in spite of his Grihastha Ashrama. That means, there's some credit we have to give to this fellow, that in spite of all the duties of householder, he was able to give himself to the service of the teacher too. And therefore you also have to give credit to the members of his family too, because otherwise he will not be able to. Nirvignataya, how will he sit over there? So yada tu viditam tat syat, when Parmeshwara is known. Paroksha, paroksha we are not talking. Even if it is paroksha, it does not matter. Yada tu viditam tat syat, even that Parmeshwara is known. How? Para. What Parmeshwara? That means that. That is known. That means Param Brahma Sanatanam. That Brahma which is Sanatana, timeless. That Parmeshwara which is beyond time, untouched, uncorrupted by time. Sanatanam tadaekam tadekadandam sangrihya. Then tada, then after what that person should do, just take to one stick. Dandam, that the Dandi sannyasis have special stick. Whether you consider, and that's why he said that Dandam is not Shastriya, required total Shastriya. Tadekam, tadekadandam sangrihya, taking to that stick, etc. Then sopavitam shikham tyajed, the person should give up what? Shikha, Sutra, the Yajñopavita, the sacred thread, because with that, now one gives up karma. So now, when was the sannyasa taken? Having known Parmeshwara. Having known Parmeshwara, sannyasa is taken, and therefore this is Vidvat sannyasa. So we find Vidvat sannyasa being indicated by the Smriti. Jnatva samyak param brahma sarvam tyaktva paribraje. Okay, then you come across another statement like this. Jnatva, having known. Having known. Having known is gerund, right? Having known, jnatva samyak, properly, clearly, doubtlessly, having known samyak param brahma, this Parameshwara, and then sarvam tyaktva paribraje, by giving up, by renunciation, sarvam, by renouncing everything, paribraje. Let him wander off, let him go. Now, there is so now we are very, very comfortable and with the two types of sannyasa given by the Shruti. What? Vividisha and Vidvat. These are the divisions of Paramahamsa sannyasa. Therefore, what we have is Paramahamsa sannyasa. They are Paramahamsa only. Then further, Nanu Kalavidyasu iva Kadachid Autsukya Bhav on page number 24. Page number 24. Nanu Kalavidyasu iva Kadachid Autsukya Matrenapi Veditum Ichha Sambhavati. He says, sir, now you have said there are two things. Desire to know and having known. But we can say desire to know is curiosity. Is curiosity a general thing? Okay. We are also curious to know what is happening in the neighbor's house. Curiosity. But in order to fulfill that curiosity, I am not going to take sannyas or something. So there can be curiosity. You have a desire for knowledge. So kala vidyasu iva. Now, in various branches of knowledge or of the arts, whether it is sculpting or painting or something, there can be some curiosity. And that curiosity can also propel you into certain actions as wanting to know, join some classes, understand music, enjoy music. So, or even wanting to sing. So, Kala and Vidya, there are two things. Over there also, Kadachit Autsukyam, there is certain Utsukta, there is certain curiosity, a little keenness. It is not totally flimsy, like how we ask each other when we meet on the road, how are you? Our intention is not to ask, how is he really feeling? It is just a way of saying namaskar. You're not sitting over there or walking on the road. Oh, what is happening in your life? Asking early in the morning, how are you? I'm in a hurry to go to the office. The other fellow is also in a hurry to go to his office. And they're on the road. How are you? Wait, I have to tell you. Yeah, that is just a formality. So curiosity can be formal or curiosity can have certain keenness also. But we are not talking about that kind of curiosity too. Because kadachit autsukya matrena veditum ichha sambhavati. There can be this desire to know. Evam vidvattapi apatadarshinaha panditam manyaman manyasya atra avalokyate. Now, even vidvatta, somebody has got some certificates. They are going to say he has PhD, so he must be a scholar. So you are able to say that he is a vidwan, he is a scholar, he knows. Why? Because he is having certain certificates. We also believe that he is a scholar. He also believes I have got this, I'm qualified. What do you think? I'm qualified. So vidvatta panditam manyasya atra avalokyate. So in this world we find people like this who have a general curiosity and who have certain scholarship. But then what happens? Nachatau pravrajitau drushtau. But we do not find that both these people do not take to sannyas. The one who has keenness to know what is Vedanta also does not take to, curiosity or certain degree of keenness, sincerity, but he does not take to sannyas, nor does that PhD holder in Vedanta also takes to sannyas. Then he says, I'm doing this PhD so that I can get a job, and I need a job, a big job, because the girl whom I want to marry will, has a lot of demands. So now he is doing that PhD in Vedanta for what? So that he can get married. Learning Vedanta is for what? So that there can be Vidvat Sannyas. Or two different things. So we do not find Nachatau Pravrajitau Drishtau. These two people are not found to be taking to sannyas. Ato vividisha vidvatte kidrishe vivakshite. And therefore now the question is, both the scholarship or the knowing and also the desire to know, both these things, kidrisha, strilinga vivachan. Kidrishe vivakshite, like mala male. Kidrishe vivakshite. How are they expected? What is expected when you use the words? What is expected to be conveyed? What is, in fact, what is intended by you to convey through these two words? Because now that vividisha or desire to know is not ordinary. The Vidvatta is also not ordinary, because both that Vividisha also has been responsible for sannyas, Vidvatta is also responsible for sannyas. So it is not an ordinary thing, because ordinarily those who have that desire, curiosity, or those who have scholarship are not found to be following sannyas. Then what? Then here, iti chet, if this is your question, uchyate, the answer is being given. Yatha tivrayam bubukshayam utpannayam bhojanadannyo narochate vyavaharaha bhojane cha vilambopi sodhum na shakyate. Yatha tivrayam bubukshayam, just as when a person has intense hunger. And now when a person is hungry, now he cannot think straight. He is going to, he is irritated, everything will be there. And all that he is thinking about is food. When am I going to get food? Right? I want food. Now for him, the time till the food is served is a pure torture. Here is pure torture. And so, tivrayam mumukshayam utpannayam bhojanad anyo vyavaharaha narochate. Now you tell him, come on. You are hungry, let us play something. Let us play some music, or let us play a game. Let us go for a stroll. Let us watch a movie. He says, we will watch a movie and all, everything is okay, but after the food, And then when they play some music also, in that music also, if there are some lyrics about food, now this film, it irritates him even more. So, narochate, vyavaharaha narochate. Then, Bhojane cha vilambopi sodum na shakyate. Now, if there is now he is told, yeah, you are very hungry. The food is getting ready, and then in another 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, the food is not ready. Then he goes and finds out what is happening, and then the person tells him, I just burned the entire rice, so I have kept it again. Oh, now that is Narakayatana. Then this fellow is, what he does is, Tatha Tivrahayam Vilambopi Sodum na Shakyate. Then, for him that Vilamba, delay, also becomes excruciating. Na Sodum na Shakyate, cannot bear it, endure it. Tatha, so now having given that example, he tells you about this. तथा जन्म हेतुषु कर्मसु अत्यंतम अरुचिः. So when a person finds that karma of any kind, that karma finally will end up becoming a cause for future births, and every birth it simply means continuation of misery, and therefore Janma hetushu karmasu atyantam aruchihi, not interested in karma. Aruchihi, laukikam karma, shastriyam karma, ihalaukikam athava paralaukikam, whatever it may be. Karmasu atyantam aruchihi, vedana sadhaneshu cha shravanadishu tvara mahati sampatyate. And then tvara means fast, hurry, yeah. Then what does he hurries? Hurries for what? Vedana sadhaneshu, in those means which will take him to knowledge. So Vedana sadhaneshu cha shravanadishu, and then in the direct means of knowing, which is shravana, etc., tvara, he hurries in for those sadhanas. Mahati sampadyate, he gains that. Tadrishi vividisha sannyasa hetu. This desire of this kind becomes the hetu for sannyasa. This vividisha becomes the sannyasa hetu. Now, what kind of vidvatta, what kind of scholarship becomes the cause for sannyasa? Let us see that tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharya Keshavam Bhadaraya Sutra Bhashyakata Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Murāti Veda Vibhādine Vyoma Vanvyāta Dehāya Dakshinamurtaye Namah.